Welcome to the NAMB Podcast, where we bring you the voices that drive the mortgage industry. Join dynamic hosts Ginger Bell and Matt Shields as they dive into bold conversations with top experts, industry leaders, and change makers from across the country. From insider insights to game-changing trends, this is your front row seat to what's happening right now in the world of home finance.
Well, hi there. Welcome to another episode of the NAMB Podcast. And my name is Ginger Bell. My co-host is not with us today, and I know he's bummed because he really wanted to be able to be on here. But I have the pleasure of introducing our very special guest to kick off our Broker Awareness Month in August for NAMB. And that is the one and only, the Mortgage Diva, Libra Branch. And I'm going to give a little bit of shout out because I know last year you were NAMB's Influencer of the Year. So, yay. And I know you have a lot of other things we've talked about as well, but hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I love it. Thank you.
Well, so you and I had an opportunity to chat a couple months ago and just really go through you and your background and what it's like being a broker. And so when we decided in August we were going to do a focus on mortgage brokers, you're the first person I thought of because you have been around the industry for a long time, right? I think your mom was in the industry and that's how you got into the industry, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, when I was a little girl, my mom had started off as a bank teller, went into the mortgage division, worked her way up, truly a trailblazer pioneer within the mortgage industry of writing guidelines for Fannie Mae.
Wow.
So many guidelines for so many of the major banks. A lot of major lenders that today don't longer exist, but really put her stamp. And before there was a Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, my mom wrote a lot of guidelines and put best practices in place for many companies to really protect consumers. And from working in her mortgage company that she had owned when I was in junior high, the bug, the seed, the fire, all of that was planted. And yeah, I've been happily working in this industry for 36 plus years.
So, and growing up around it, and I'm so glad you got the bug. My son, the opposite side. So
I get it.
He went in the opposite direction, but he uses a lot of the things that obviously he learned from me and my business in that as well. But for you, you saw that and you said you really liked that. And we're starting to see that now within our industry where, the next generation. And I think that's so important to be able to do that. But you didn't start out originating. So what was your first step? And I think, we put a lot of focus obviously on our originators, our brokers, but there's a lot of different roles and a lot of different things you can do in the industry. So how did you get started?
Well, I did go to school to actually learn conventional underwriting and processing.
Wow.
I'm so thankful for that because everything that I learned back then has made me successful today and really set the groundwork in just gaining knowledge and knowing how to jump in and wearing all hats. But my first job in the mortgage industry, I was the receptionist and a junior processor.
Yeah.
And, just worked my way up and learning how to process different loans. I remember working for one particular mortgage company, and I had a senior loan processor who really took me under her wing, and she taught me, every kind of loan you can imagine. And this is before credit reports. This is before we utilized computers. So everything I did was hand type, running to the bank to get verifications of deposits completed. Appraisals, you had to wait, for the appraiser to get the pictures developed, to put them on the appraisal, and then they hand delivered those or they mailed them in. So it was just really getting to learn loans in a very holistic way. And, I've been blessed to have been a loan processor, a junior underwriter, work in the secondary market. So it's really
Wow.
just really understanding all aspects. And then as an account executive, working for one of the largest wholesale subprime lenders in the nation at that time. I loved it because really just getting in the nitty gritty. So if you can work on the challenging loans, you definitely, it was
Yeah.
easy working on the, your cream of the crop conventional loans.
Right.
And also working with home builders for many years. I worked for Warmington Homes, D.R. Horton, Toll
Wow.
Brothers, just you name it, I've done it. So
I love
it's
it.
been a blessing.
Yeah, and having that focus where you, especially being an account executive, because I know for me, I was an account executive as well, and you learn so much because you do see all the files, not just, some originators only focus on, oh, I'm just focus on this kind of business, but you see all kinds of different files. And then you also learn how to structure loans. And I think
Oh,
that that's a
yes.
component that's important. The other thing,
Yes.
being an account executive, that was very valuable to me and became a part of my business was education. And I know education is really important to you as well. So, what
Yes.
do you do in your business for education?
One of the pieces that I really loved, which I did learn it from being a wholesale account executive, I would train loan officers. I'd go into broker shops and I'd train their loan officers.
Right,
And I just carried that over as a broker on this side, really educating and empowering my home buyers and teaching them the basics of the process. To just really, it's almost like they're getting their own home buyer education when we do deals together, because I want to make sure a person is very informed and educated on what they're getting themselves into. And it's been such a positive experience because of the confidence they've built within understanding the home buying process.
yeah.
Then, having them circle back and say, I'm ready to buy an investment property. I'm ready to buy a commercial property, because they really get it and how to invest their money and make their money really work. So that's, I feel very blessed to have been a part of that. But I take my time to very much communicate and teach them every step of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the education piece is impactful because first of all, you're providing them with information, but it
Mhm.
also positions you as that expert, right?
That's
So they're
right.
looking to you. So,
Yep.
and same thing for me, as an account executive, I would go to education day at
Mhm.
our association, our state association, and I would do registration. And so everyone that was coming in is like, oh, hi Libra, how are you? So good to see you. And so many times, it's like you'd get a break. It's like, oh my gosh, I just got to call in for this. Can you do this? Like, absolutely, I can do this.
Yeah,
Or somebody I know who can do that. So
absolutely.
having that, always being that resource, whether
Right.
you can do something or can't do something, I
Right.
always say don't filter. Just say,
No,
hey, come to me.
absolutely
And
agree.
and having, that idea as far as come to me and we'll figure it out. Maybe it's not something I can do. Maybe it's something that, I know somebody else can do.
Yes.
I don't specialize in that, but
Right.
expanding your network. And I think you come and I love this about you. You come from this mindset of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes through and it's shown because people recognize that. And I know you've received, in addition to being the influencer of the year with NAM, you also have received some other awards. So share with me some of those other awards and then kind of what that means to you as far as being able to receive the honors that you have.
Well, through NAM in my first year as a mortgage broker, I did receive a new mortgage broker of the year, which was really awesome because I felt I was
Yeah,
being recognized, um, one for my hard work and starting my brokerage. Yes, I've had longevity in this industry, but truly my passion and purpose for helping people coming through and that being recognized, immediately of
right.
what my focus is really serving the client, serving others. So that was really awesome. being featured in Who's Who in Black Charlotte, that was in their 10th anniversary magazine. That was very special to me because it's something that I was able to share with my family. I'm in print forever,
Right?
and
Well, and it's a local acknowledgement too. It's not,
it
I
is.
mean, industry acknowledgements are great, but
Yes,
that's not an industry acknowledgement.
yes,
That's your
yes,
community.
that's
And
right.
and again, that's having that abundance mindset where you
Yes,
are involved with your community, you're giving back to your community,
very much
and
so.
they recognize that. And
Yes,
so, sharing that, and those are things sometimes we have this humble, mindset to where it's like, oh, if I, share that information out there, I'm going to be boasting. But it's
right.
important to share those kind of achievements
Yes,
because people are part of that. So,
yes.
are you doing that? I mean, I know being influencer of the year, there's obviously things that you're doing on social media. So let's talk about some of the things that you're doing on social media to stand out and to build your business.
Definitely, I try to be consistent in posting.
Okay.
And I like to, when I'm posting, definitely have some hot topics that maybe it's something that's happened during the week or within the month on a closing that I think would be beneficial to homeowners, to realtors even, just in how to bring in business or things you might run up against. So I do take the time to speak on certain topics. For me, I am very faith-based and always, give all glory to God in everything I do. And so I really like to express that I know where my purpose is
Mhm.
coming from. And I stay focused on serving and helping other people.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part of when I am online, when I am, doing a post is just really thanking God first. For bringing me the business, for being able to close the loans that I am, to be able to make a positive difference in people's lives. And it's amazing. I mean, literally yesterday, I got a call from a title company, a title rep. I closed a loan where I don't know this title person. The seller had picked the title company, but she remembered the transaction, how smoothly it went. And she said the way you interacted with your buyer and just the time you took in explaining, she goes, the notary, me as the notary wasn't even needed. How you took the time to help explain or make sure that she felt comfortable. She asked if I would do her mother's loan.
Oh my gosh.
So that means everything to
It
me.
does.
It's always working with such integrity and honesty and truly having people's best interest at heart and surrounding myself. That's one of the things that I love. When I say my team, those are all my realtor partners, the title companies I work with, the closing attorneys, that we're all focused on truly doing right by the buyers, and the buyers see that, or the fact that the buyers come direct to me, and they'll see it off of a lot of times some of my social media posts. Once again, I'm not doing anything major professional. I'm just talking from my heart. I'm just
Yeah.
letting them know what's going on in the industry or my love for the Lord. And I did another closing, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that. And
Yeah.
the blessings come.
The blessings come,
Blessings
and
come.
being authentic
Yes.
is so important.
Yes.
And it's funny, I was having a conversation with someone about AI, and obviously we're living in the world of AI now.
Mhm.
And in social media, we're seeing, and I think it'll even become more important, to trends to where people want to see the real people. They want to see the authentic people. So
Yes.
the not overproduced, the not super professional, the more
Yes.
real you are and
Yep.
who you are
Yes.
is so important. Always has been, but I think
Yes.
even more so now. And then
Very much
remember
so.
that. I mean, for her to call you and ask you to do her mother's loan, I mean,
Oh,
that's
it's
the
blown
biggest
away.
compliment you can get.
Well, especially for a person, she remembered me from a closing a year
Yeah,
and a half ago.
yeah, a long time
Um,
ago. And she
yeah.
does do a lot of closings.
Oh,
She's,
absolutely. I just, it truly touched my heart. And you just said something that's so important, in the age of AI, and I get it, we want things, quick, and it has been a positive effect with the lenders in sort of streamlining the process, just because of how the computers are changing and how it looks at things. But to understand that when people sit across your desk or you have a Zoom meeting and you're doing an app and they're telling you their personal stories, very personal things, whether it's a divorce or, why they had a credit issue and you can see it's in a block of time. It might be a death in the family. It might be something that a illness with the child, but they're trusting you with that. That's not something a computer can do. That's not something
Right.
AI can weed out. And I hear it time and time again. Thank you for listening to me.
Mm,
I've spoken to other companies and I felt like I was a number. I felt like I wasn't being heard. And as I tell them all the time, we've all gone through stuff, so there's no judgment. Let's
right.
see what we can do to get you on, the journey and help you achieve your goals. So
I
it's
love
it's
it.
just always keeping that human connection. And, I'm authentic. What you see is what you get. So, it might be month in and I don't have any makeup on and I'll do a post and I'm like, I'm in the thick of it. This is rough, but
Yeah,
I'm going to get my buyers to the closing
we're
table.
gonna
So
make it
it's,
happen. I
I'm
love
always
it.
me. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm always
Yeah,
me.
I love
Yeah.
that. I'll always be you. So, we talked about different career paths you've been on, and your most recent one, where you are now, is on becoming a mortgage broker. So, tell me, what made that decision? How did you come to that?
Right. Well, I was working for a local company that was located here in Florida. And one of the things that I was excited about was that they were very much, at least this is how it was expressed to me, very much focused on helping underserved communities, minorities as a whole, really achieve their dream of home ownership. And it really was quite the opposite.
Mm,
And, as a loan officer working for them, I, of course, stayed focused on the way I did business with the highest of integrity. But I knew I did not want my name ever attached to
mm,
anything that I felt was harmful to anyone. And so I could just truly feel God just like, screaming in my ear, like, this is your time to step out and truly step into your purpose. And from that moment, the abundance of loans and business that came my way once I made that decision and that break, it was just beautiful. And it's been such a positive ride every step of the way.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And going, it can be scary, right?
Yes.
Because becoming a mortgage broker, it's not just, okay, now I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Yes.
There's steps. You have to get licensed in a different capacity.
That's right.
And you have to look at insurance now. And so all
Oh,
those
yes.
things. And I don't know if you remember from the time you made the decision, okay, I'm going to become a mortgage broker to the time that you got your license. Do you remember how long it was?
Um, I formed my company in April and I went live in August.
Okay.
And that was just I was doing the testing in between there, and it was simply closing out a pipeline. I would have done it
Okay.
sooner, but I held my word with the company that I had been with to finish out the pipeline. Um, yeah, it was a quick process. I don't move in fear. I don't let that lead my life. I truly
And
stay
that,
focused on letting God lead my footsteps and just that I expect to have a positive outcome.
right.
Sort of always manifesting the positive. And so, I'm like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I know how to get loans. I'm old school. I know how to pick up, cold
Yeah.
call. I don't buy leads. I'm strictly referral business, period. And that has worked for me. So I knew, once again, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. I'm going to be successful. This is going to work. But
Yeah.
more than that, I'm really going to be able to help a lot of people in the way that I really want to. And it's been great.
I love it.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Yes.
So, for those that are listening to this podcast and thinking, um, I want to become a mortgage broker, what's the best advice you can give to them?
Do it. What do you have to lose?
I love it.
Especially when you think about, and it's important to think about what does that business look like? What does it mean to you to be a mortgage broker? What are you trying to gain?
Hmm.
Is it more control on the type of business you take in and the type of loans you do, or maybe your volume? Maybe it's the payout, who knows? But truly, and hopefully it's just how you serve people, how you're helping the clients. And what does that look like? What states you want to be in, or what cities, do you want to do commercial? Do you want to, stay focused on investors? So just really thinking about what do you want your business to look like? And then once you figure that part, go for it, but move with the highest integrity, honesty, and staying focused on helping people, and you won't go wrong.
Yeah.
And work hard. I work very
Great
hard.
advice. Yes.
I do. I work very hard. I've created a concierge boutique type company. My realtors know they can get a hold of me, whether I'm on vacation, 24/7. I'm sort of always on, which may be a good or bad thing, but I truly just I respect the fact that people trust me with their most personal information, and how do we make that all work? I go to every closing. That's something else that I think loan officers as a whole really need to do, because I hear it way too often that I've never even met my loan officer. Title
Wow.
companies, I've never seen a loan officer at a closing. Whether it's out of state or in state, I go to the closing.
Wow.
So if you trust me with your information, why would I not want to be there at the end to show you respect and say thank you and shake your hand?
Yeah.
So sort of an old school mentality. I'm that person that still does handwritten notes, so.
I love it. And I mean, really, I think we're seeing a lot coming back to that. People do want the old school. And there's a lot of efficiencies you can use in your business,
Yes.
be available
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
Whether you're adding an AI avatar or texting or
That's
streamlining,
right.
there's things you can do to be able to have that concierge service. So that's fabulous.
Yes.
So before we close out, I want to talk to you about, I know you're a member of NAMB. I know you're going to NAMB National, and I'm so excited to see you
So
and give you a
excited.
hug. But what has being a NAMB member done for you? And why is it important, I think, for people to become a member of NAMBs?
Uh, It's been important to me because I feel like I have a support team, a support group. I always, look through all the different classes that they offer, the accreditations that they offer, definitely being able to go to the different conferences. But it's understanding that we're all a part of this group, and you can lean on other brokers. You can reach out to be able to reach out, whether it's to the president, vice president, the trainers. That's a really big deal in helping you be successful as a loan officer, as a mortgage broker, mortgage professional. I think it's really huge. I appreciate it so much. The awards are beautiful. I love that being recognized, but I so appreciate everything that's come with it. And the NAM name holds so much weight. My clients will ask me, oh, what does that mean? They come in my office and they'll see the awards. And I'm so proud to be able to say I'm a part of NAM, but that I was able to receive this award and what it means. That makes them feel really good in giving me their business. That's a big deal. NAM is a really big deal.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, the so many things you've talked about as far as the education, the networking, having that, and especially being a broker, because you are in business,
Yes.
for yourself, but you're not by yourself.
That's
And
right.
so that's, the really what NAM is all about, is being able to do that. So
Definitely.
thank you so much. Thank you for joining
Absolutely.
us. So many great nuggets of information. This is probably one of those podcasts that people will listen to and go back and listen to again because of
Awesome.
the advice that you've given. So I appreciate all that you do and all that your time in making a difference to bring homeownership. And that's what it's always all about. So I look
Yes.
forward to seeing you at NAM National. And
Yes.
for anyone who wants to follow you, where can they find you?
The Mortgage Diva. I'm MTG DVA on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You're gonna find me. You're gonna find my grandkids. I'm always out having fun. I'm a real person, but boy, I love featuring my clients. And then, of course, you can find me www.themortgagediva.net, and give me a call. I'm the Mortgage Diva.
I love it. Well, thank you, Libra, and thank you for listening to the NAMB podcast. Make sure and like, subscribe, follow, and share. This is one of those things that's great to share. So we look forward to seeing you on the next NAMB podcast. We have a new episode every single week.
Thanks for tuning in to the NAMB Podcast, brought to you by the National Association of Mortgage Brokers. For more episodes, resources, and guest interviews, visit nambpodcast.com. Don't forget to follow, share, and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you soon.